Are we playing? Alright. Top of the morning, people. Top of the early morning. YouTube world. This is Dubb, man. Checking in yet again. And today, I'm just going to try to do the natural thing. Bear with me for a moment. You know, stepping my game up a little bit here. Alright. And today, man, I'm just gonna freestyle. You know, just want to talk to the viewers, anybody that's willing to listen. I just have a lot of things that that I think about, that we all probably think about daily. And prejudice being one of the things that I think about daily. You know, rigidity is the basis of all prejudice, which means, you know what I'm saying, that you're going to prejudge. Sometimes it's in human nature. We don't mean to be malicious in our prejudgments. You think about the fact that, you know, the prejudgments actually work against you instead of in your favor, because you prevent yourself from being open to expeditions, you know, exploring other things, people, cultures, foods, you know. The prejudgments themselves, to me, kind of seems like people's safety valve, and they, you know, turn that valve on for avoiding puzzling provinces, and just, again, just preventing growth. Somebody told me before that they finally figured out what it is about me that they knew about me, but they had just met me. And I was interested, so I asked why. I mean, what that was. And it was that I was cute, and I was just like everybody else. But in not knowing who I am, you know who I am, but you don't know the person in depth. You like what you saw, but because you perceived something that didn't go the way you expected it to, now all of a sudden the issue is you're just like everybody else. You know, I'm moving on to thinking about people with superficial mindsets, and not to say that that individual has a superficial mindset, because that's not the case. What is the case in the matter, people worry about the wrong things, and that's what I mean when I talk about superficial mindsets. You know, you have a man who works hard for whatever he's acquired and obtained. You know, you have another man looking on, you know, wondering how he can quickly acquire and obtain that from him, instead of trying to devise and formulate your own way to, you know, get a grasp on those material things. And then material things, who cares? You know, you look great. You look great. Absolutely shining pearl. Yeah. But have you done anything for the community? You know, whatever. Things of that nature. Speaking of community, man, what happened to the black community? Real black community. When those two words gel together around our people in cities, and we were efficient. There's still a black community. Um, there are black communities, rather, and it goes from bottom to top. You know, seems like as you climb up the ladder a little bit more, and this is just from the outside looking in. I've never been there, you know. Never been to any of the major balls or anything like the black and white bow tie. Never been there, right? You know, what happened to folks like the Skurlock family? You know, Skurlocks. There's a book actually you can probably get from Barnes and Noble or whatever your favorite bookstore is. And the Skurlock book is a book comprised of pictures with text below it, and the text below will describe what's going on in the picture, what was going on at that moment in time. But it's just a great reminder, and it puts a smile on your face wondering how it was to live in those times, even though we also know those times were extremely hard for black people. But what happened? What happened to that? You know? What happened to folks passing things down to the next generation? So names can continue to be carried on. You have the spot, you have the spotlight, you have the microphone, you have the video camera, and you know, you've done all those things that has brought you wealth. Why not? You know, you have a seed or seeds. Why not pass that something down immediately, bequeath it immediately to your seed? I would, if I had the chance or the opportunity to do so. I don't know. Some people say, you know, depending on what it is, sometimes it's better to sell it to the best buyer, and you know, maybe gain a residual or a royalty. Maybe they just buy you out. Logic, right? I try not to deal with other people's logic. You will find yourself climbing up a endless wall. As much as I love interacting with people, I have my ways, not proud of, but I like interacting with people. I can be personable. I can probably be a little weird at times too. But logic is it can be humorously funny. It can be laughable, depending on what you're thinking about, why somebody else didn't see it that way, or you know, it was all about going up one street instead of the next. And the reality of it is, the situation was 6 one, half dozen the other. I don't know, man. I think also what happened to black people being in this nation is capitalism. For all of my people who are maybe considered conspiracy theorists, you'll feel me on that. You know, I believe capitalism is what has sucked us dry and left us wondering who's really running the show. We're familiar with the families and everything, but we're not familiar with all the families, are we? Contrary to popular belief, there are some families that we all may haven't heard of or had the privilege of having that information come across our eyes. I think about traveling. Think about the places I've been, places I've came from. I don't know, man. I just want to go out and see the land beyond this nation. And still, even in this nation, there are places that I would like to reach that, well, they're called blue zones. And they're supposed to be these places in the globe that, people live longer, they live healthier lives than any other places in the globe. I thought that was very interesting, and I would actually like to just see. One place is actually in, I think it's Lorna Linda, California. So there is some place relatively close. But you have other places that are in Italy, one other place. One place is in Okinawa, Japan, Costa Rica, and there's this isolated Greek island that is a part of this combination of blue zones. I just want to go see those, and many more, because there's so much more to see. But I would like to go see those in particular, you know. See if the air, see how everything actually really is, how people are living to be 90, 100 easily, and still working like they're in their 50s and things like that. Being mobile. I've been thinking about conspiracy because right now I am directly affected by that term, and I'm directly affected by that term vicariously. A good, good friend of mine. That's how I'm directly affected by it. And it's just funny. Laws of the land. Know the game or stay on the porch, right? It's not always that simple. It is more so the idea of, well, this is how the game is played. This is how the game will continue to be played. And unless you're holding the chips, they want you to fold. You may have a winning hand from your point of view. Your perception on things may say, listen, I can do this. It is a business decision, but you must know, in making any decision, pros and cons, consequences, ask yourself, be real with yourself. Can I weather the storm? If I'm caught not abiding by the rules. And that's not abiding by the rules. You were sloppy, you got caught. We saw what you were doing. Then others, they thought it was a great business decision, until authority came into the picture, Now all of a sudden, you went from, toughest thing next to nails to just a flappable indivisible, man. Saying anything and whatever. The thing about conspiracy also is, what can you prove? You still have to be able to prove something. And that's how we deal with things as people. What can you prove? Is it tangible? Is it documented? Is there a file? Is there somebody we can talk to even? Maybe we can buy them. Tell you, I like my life. Don't get me wrong. Don't mistake this video for something like that. I try to stay away from illusions. That's all. I'm a little different. Illusionary people. Illusionary, man. People that ain't your life. Supposed to be close to your friends, associates, whatever. They can be more enigmatic than your foes. And that can be dangerous. It can be real dangerous. It's funny how people play games. People take things very serious, They mimic you even, Rumors, slander, lies. You just gotta keep it together, man, I'm gonna tell you from experience. You can't just jump out there and do everything all the time. That's illogical from my standpoint. I won't dip into anybody else's logic about that. People don't really know, or they don't really have any idea to set out to harm necessarily, but they do these things, they say things, carrying on a superficial mindset. And it all just makes you wonder. People will say, oh, well, you're acting different. Yeah. They don't remember the door that they opened, They probe you with these, laughable questions. The funny thing about it is, you don't realize that I may still be answering the question wholeheartedly. The whole time you're looking at me assuming, oh, I'm institutionalized, or what's wrong with him? Why is he acting like that these days? I mean, come on. Just look at the history. Look at the history. Okay? Probing can affect you. And it can affect you in a way such as that a woman that's been violated sexually, but it's mentally. It's mental. But I'm gonna end this, man. I've been doing this for too long now. So, man, I thank anybody that's been watching. All my viewers, man. Listen, get people to subscribe. Come on out. Holla at your boy J Dubb.